Hello out there. If you are liking my channel and my content, please press like and subscribe. Thank you. Hey out there, it's me. It is Mommy Awesome Cute, and today I'm going to see baby girl. I'm off this week, and I thought it'd be fun to surprise baby girl and hang out, and I think we're gonna grill and just kind of hang out, chill, little mini fire pit. So that's gonna be a fun time. But welcome to my channel. Right now, also cute crinkle cat, but it is definitely probably going to be changing, looking into some new names for the channel. But anyways, so just kind of want to talk about being a mommy and also trauma within the community, or trauma being an ABDL. It is very known that within our community that a lot of ABs and a lot of DLs that a lot of us have connected to this lifestyle because of trauma that has been placed in our lives. And a lot of the ABDLs deal with it differently. A lot of ABDLs regress differently. I definitely used to have the mindset that there was totally one way to regress, and that was just being full on infantile in the lifestyle, just having a bottle, wanting to be diapered every day, wanting to have a nursery and a crib. And I learned very quickly as I became more aware of the ABDL lifestyle that there is definitely more than one way to regress, that there are some littles that don't wear diapers, that there are some littles that don't like to wear onesies or ABDL clothes, that there are some littles that don't even want to be in a nursery setting, but maybe more of a preschool, middle school, and even, yes, I have encountered some people who do age play who like to regress to teenagers. So it is such a wide spread of ideas and identities of who people are that it's so impossible to put any ABDL in a box, or to say that ABDL is doing something wrong, that they are regressing wrong, or that how they do things is wrong. And I am seeing this toxic kind of commentary coming out. If someone says that they're a regressor, or they do age regression, how some people will try to break that down and say, well, you're not this because you like to do sexual things with your mommy. Like maybe you like to do, stuff with a vibrator, or maybe you might do spankings, or you might like gags, or you might use plugs, or you might use passy gags. And so there is a percentage in the generation, especially I see with a lot of the new ABDL, the younger kiddos coming into the realm of this wonderful lifestyle, that some have just can become so aggressive with their ideology, with the way that they think. And sometimes to me that is a little interesting to me, because we're supposed to think of it the younger generation is so open to different types of ideas and different types of ideology that you would probably think that, oh, they probably might get it. But there are some who are just so stuck in how they believe, and that's okay too. You can believe how you want to believe. But where I kind of get really sad as a mommy, where I'm just like, oh, it's just really sad that this is happening, is when someone points out the way that someone regresses and says that it's wrong, and that when they regress, if they are sexual or anything like that, they're doing it wrong, or we don't want to be associated with you. It kind of reminds me of us and them, and someone is better than the other person, and it's not. And here's the thing, my friends, when you start pointing your fingers at other ABDLs and saying, oh, they're doing it wrong, or they're not a true regressor, or they're not this, or what you're doing, in my opinion, these are just my opinions because I've been around for a while. And this is just my opinion. And my opinion is that you are diminishing someone's trauma. Think about that. You wouldn't want someone to make little, see what I did there, of your trauma. You wouldn't want someone to say, my trauma is more worse than yours. So how I decide to regress is the right way, and yours is the wrong way. And I don't appreciate that you classify yourself as this. I, with all my heart, feel like when someone does that, you are diminishing who they are as a person, who they are as an ABDL, who they are as an age player, their identity, and most importantly, you are definitely diminishing their trauma. That their trauma isn't good enough compared to yours because they may regress differently than you do. Now, I have seen in my lifestyle, as I grew, that there are some littles who like to be spanked. And for instance, say there's a little who doesn't know how to express emotion. Maybe from their trauma as a childhood, like they had to learn how to not show trauma. And they learned that through spanking, it's a way that they are able to feel something, to feel emotion. And that when you're, as a mommy or as a caregiver, you're able to incorporate spanking into their ABDL regression routine, that you can get to a place with spanking that it takes them into a little space where they feel vulnerable, where they feel little, where they feel that whole aspect of emotions. And then when they have a mommy who is there to care for them, they are able to receive that aftercare. And I can speak from what I know is that my baby girl, she is one that really relates to being spanked because she has a hard time with emotions. So when I'm able to spank her and bring her to a level of regression where she can cry and bring tears, it's actually a relief for her, and it brings her back to a little space. And then me as a mommy, I'm there for aftercare to help take care of her and to help foster her deeper and to guide her into her little space. And then when she is in her little space, she's not sexual. She just wants to be a sweet little baby girl, coloring, wearing her diapers and her ABDL clothes. So the spanking can be a way that it leads to an emotional release, an emotional breakthrough for her, which can cause a headspace. That's just one example. I can give a lot more, but I'm just going to give one. So when someone says that, well, you know, because that mommy spanks, or because that sissy or baby girl enjoys being spanked, that they're not fully into little space, or they're doing little space wrong, they're not being true age regressors, their trauma doesn't matter. You have to be so careful with the words that you say in this community, because there are people who have gone through trauma just like you have, just like I have, and that trauma shapes us, and sometimes it can shape who you are as an ABDL and who you are as a little. And I'm just here to say that words have meaning and words have power within this community. And we have to just take a time to think about what we're saying to others and not trying to diminish someone else's little space. Because you wouldn't want someone to do it to you. You wouldn't want someone to say that you don't matter, because I believe that all ABDLs have a purpose, they have a place, and their regression is their own. And it can be a powerful weapon for them to go through their own trauma, just like anybody else who is sexual with their being an ABDL or not being sexual. There's no room to judge. There's no room to put someone in a box, and there's definitely no room to shame anybody. There should be no shame within this lifestyle, because most of us who are ABDLs, we're all wearing diapers. We're all in onesies, and some have cribs and playpens. So, I mean, at the bottom line of it, we should try as much as we can to understand each other, and then to go deeper into understanding, and to also try to be there for one another. Because sometimes your ABDL family, they become your first family, they become your second family, they become the ones that you kind of rely and depend on, because you can understand that they get a part of you that nobody else can. So, you know, let's just think about that for a moment. Let's just think about like what we say, what we do. And if we're trying to stand on our soapbox, when we're standing on our soapbox, are we really putting down someone else? Are we doing something good? Are we creating something good? If you have to be on your soapbox with your opinion, and then within your soapbox trying to say your truth, you are taking away someone else's truth, and you're turning them into an enemy, or you're turning them into someone that's confused, or better yet, you're turning them into someone that's like, I don't think I should be an ABDL because I do things a little bit differently, and because I do things differently, maybe I don't matter. I had a friend where that happened. She came over to my house, and she's a new little, and she said, well, someone said that because, you know, I like to enjoy being a submissive, that I'm not a true ABDL, that I don't regress. And I had to like literally sit her down for a whole half an hour and talk to her to let her know that her little is important, her truth is important, and there are many ways to be an ABDL. And when I explained it to her, she was like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. And you can see the breakthrough that she received when I was able to explain that to her. So, you know, I am just a firm believer that we just need to kind of, you know, try to be there for each other. You know, we don't have to always understand each other, but at least try to be there for each other so that we can foster a safe and positive environment, you know, for everyone, because everyone does deserve that. And, you know, for me as a mommy, I tell lots of people I became a mommy or developed into a mommy because when I was younger, I was picked on, and I kind of developed this personality of taking care of other people who I felt were being picked on or bullied, and I will always stand up for them. And that's where my mommy comes from. My mommy's side comes from. It comes from trying to be there for others who most people may not understand. And I think that's kind of like my superpower, is that I'm very understanding and very caring, and I like to learn about new things, but at the same time, I want to be able to know that as we learn about new things about ourselves, that we are also respecting other people, and that we're respecting who they are. Because, you know, this whole puzzle of ABDL and being an H player, there's so many levels and so many directions that it can go into. And that's why I always say, be you, be happy. Because be you, be happy, and find your truth is what I'm really trying to convey to other people. And, you know, maybe I may not understand all what you do, but I'm willing to learn and like, oh, I get it. And this is why it's so important for that person. And with that being said, yes, my friends out there, just remember, be kind and be sweet and be understanding, and remember that your words have power, and that when we do say things, try to remember that sometimes if we speak out of harshness, or if we speak out of our own opinion, that you may be diminishing someone else's their lifestyle, and also their trauma. Because we do know with this lifestyle that a lot of ABDLs do have some type of trauma. And it's okay. It's okay that we use this lifestyle as a way to cope with it, to find a sense of happiness. So everyone out there, I hope you enjoyed my little rant, my little talk on being an ABDL and being understanding and on trauma. I can definitely go so much more deeper into that, which is why I'm thinking about doing a subscription, because I get lots of questions and I like to share my experiences. So everyone out there, be you, be kind, live your life, be good to each other, and bye out there. If you are enjoying my channel, please press like and subscribe. Thank you.